Next we will go to a new topic, new chapter, that is magnetic effect of electric current. So far we have discussed about electrostatics, electric current and magnetism. So what this topic actually, the topic is that up to 1820, up to the year 1820, the electrostatic or the electricity and the magnetism, it was thought that up to 1820 it was thought that the electricity or electrostatics and the magnetism or the electric current, these are two different branches or two different things. These two are two different things. But in the same year 1820 up to this, people thought that the electrostatics and the magnetism or the electric current and magnetism, they both are of two different branches. There is no interlink between them. But in the year 1820, Oersted, he first demonstrated that in the year 1820, Oersted demonstrated that the magnetism or the magnetic effect is observed or can be, or the magnetic effect is because of the electric current. Means there is a link between, or there is a connection between the electric current and magnetism. Electric current is nothing but the flow of charge. The flow of charge gives you electric current. That electric current gives you the magnetism or the magnetic effect. That first observed by Oersted by an experiment, what we will discuss. Right? Now, so what we say about magnetic effect of electric current means, we can write this as the magnetism due to the electric current. What we can write? The magnetism due to the flow of charge, or electric current. The flow of charge is called as the electric current. The magnetism due to the flow of charge or electric current in a conductor is known as magnetic effect of electric current. Magnetic effect of electric current. Clear? So this is and this was first observed by, this is demonstrated by Oersted in the year 1820. Means here the connection between the electrostatics or electric current and the magnetism, that combined is called as also, this is a new branch of physics, that is the new topic in physics, that is electromagnetism. We will discuss later. So means this is the magnetic effect of electric current is the magnetism due to the electric current in a conductor, right? In a conductor, and this is demonstrated by, and this was demonstrated by Oersted in the year 1820. So by an experiment, now we will discuss about this Oersted experiment. Is that clear? Okay. Now come to the Oester's experiment. So to understand this Oester's experiment, what is required and what Oester taken in this to explain this experiment? What is required to understand this Oester experiment? Now let me show the circuit diagram. What you observe that there is a wire, conducting wire AB, which is connected to a battery. A end is connected to positive and B will be connected to the negative. Then this is connected to a key. This is connected to a key. There is a key. And this is a battery, obviously has an EMF psi E. And there is a conductor A. Right? And these are the experiment setup. A conducting wire AB connected to a battery. A is connected to positive terminal, B is connected to negative through a key. Means a conducting wire, a battery and a key. And below this conducting wire, parallel to AB, below this conducting wire, parallel to AB, there is a compass needle is placed. A compass needle like this. A compass needle is placed like this. Let this is the North Pole. This is the North Pole and this end is the South Pole. A compass needle is placed like this. This is the North and South, which is parallel to this the compass needle. This is the compass needle. Is placed like this. So, what Oester observed? So this is the arrangement. The key is open. AB is a conducting wire connected to the battery through a key. And a compass needle is placed below the conducting wire, just parallel to the wire AB. So we can say when a compass needle is placed, it is not influenced by any other magnetic field, it is only influenced by the earth magnetic field. So already you know that if a compass needle is influenced by the earth magnetic field, then it will point in the north-south direction. So naturally this is the geographic north and this is the geographic south, because the compass needle is placed like this. Right? And the wire, conducting wire, AB is parallel, means it is also in the south and north direction. This is in the direction south to north. A end is towards the south, B is north. And these are placed like parallel to each other. Then what next? Oester observed that when this is the case, there both are parallel when the key is open. Now when you observe that when the key is closed, now the key is closed. This key is closed. Means the current will flow in the conducting wire. In what direction? This is the positive is connected to A, so the current will flow in this direction. What Oester observed? When the key is closed, naturally the current will flow in the conductor. When the current flows through this conductor AB, the compass needle shows some deflection. The compass needle shows some deflection. What Oester observed that the compass needle shows some deflection. What that deflection shows? It shows a deflection. Suppose this is the case of in what direction we will discuss later. But the compass needle shows a deflection. Means it will not type in the north-south direction. The compass needle shows a deflection. Let me draw like this. like this. It shows a deflection. It means the north pole of the compass needle comes to this at the south. So it gets deflected. The north pole gets deflected. Then the current flows from A to B. That is the first observation. So what I write the first observation that? The first observation I can write that the current begins to flow in the wire and the key is closed. The current flows in the wire in the direction from A to B. And the compass needle shows deflection. Number one, when current flows through the conductor, current flows through the conductor, the compass needle shows deflection. First observation. This is the first observation. Clear? Next. Next is the number 2. Again, if the flow of current in the conductor is reversed by changing the polarity like that, by changing the battery. Now let me change the battery, negative, positive. So the current direction will be from B to A. So in this situation, what it shows, in this first case, the north pole is deflected in this side, in this direction. When the current flows from B to A, the flow of current is reversed in the conductor. The deflection also changes like this. So let me draw the deflection like this. The north pole comes in this direction. This is the north. It gets deflected, opposite. It gets deflected in the opposite direction. Is that clear? In the second step, what you observe, in the first case, when the current is from A to B, means that when the current flows, it gets deflected. The north pole goes in one direction, that we will discuss. But when it changes the flow of, when the flow of current is reversed, the compass needle deflects. The north pole of the compass needle deflects in the opposite direction. What is it in the previous one? Okay. So in the second part, what you observe, when the current in the wire is reversed, then the current in the wire is reversed, when the current in the wire is reversed, the needle gets deflected in opposite direction. The needle gets deflected in opposite direction. So these are the observations. Clear? If the direction of the current changes, the needle also deflected in opposite direction. What is in the previous one? Third observation. If the strength of the current in the conductor increases, how we can increase the strength of the current in the conductor? Suppose I will increase the strength of the current in the conductor. Suppose increase. Let me go to the first case of like this. In the positive, negative. If I connect another battery, so now the strength increases. Positive, negative. So this is the direction of current. So in the first case, this is the deflection. Already you know that. Up to this is the deflection. The north pole deflects like this. But when the strength of the current increases by increasing the source EMF, the current strength in the conductor increases, the deflection also increases. In this case, suppose deflect to 3 degree or 4 degree. If the strength increases, it more deflected. The north pole gets more deflected. Obviously, the south pole also gets deflected. So, when the strength of the current increases, the deflection increases. when the strength of the current increases, the deflection of the needle, obviously this is the deflection of the needle increases. So these are the observations of Oester's experiment. So we will show the Schottky diagram. First, there are 3 Schottky diagrams in the one by one. So initially, then the key is open, there is no current in the conductor, the compass needle will be in the north-south direction. Once the current flows in one direction, from A to B, say, let us say from A to B, the compass needle, the north pole, or we can say south pole, it deflects in one direction. In what direction it will deflect? We will go to the rule. There is a rule. Then, in the first case. Next, when the current in the conductor is reversed, the deflection of the needle is also reversed. Then the strength of the current in the conductor increases, then the deflection also increases. These are the 3 observed facts of the Oester's experiment. From these 3 observed facts, if you combine all these things, the thing is that whenever there is a current in the conductor, when there is no current, the compass needle is not deflected in any direction, it will be remain in its north-south direction. But when the current is there in the conductor, the compass needle deflects, means a compass needle is a magnet. A magnet can only be deflected if it is influenced by a magnetic field. So the current in the conductor produces a magnetic field which influences the compass needle, which is a magnet. So this gives you the magnetic effect of electric current. Okay. So we can write this as the conclusion is like this, right? So let me write the conclusion. Hey, so now write the conclusion. What is the observation of the text? Conclusion. What is the conclusion? Right? What is the conclusion we got from this Oester's experiment? The conclusion is that when there is a current in a conductor, it produces the magnetic field. It produces the magnetic field around the conductor. It produces a magnetic field around the conductor. And if we place a magnetic material or a magnet around that conductor, at any place around that conductor, that gets deflected, means it is influenced by the magnetic field. Okay, so we can say that this is the conclusion, that when there is a current in a conductor, it produces the magnetic field around it. Now we go to the next thing, that then in what direction the compass needle gets deflected. That we will now discuss. That is there are some rules to know in what direction the north pole of the compass needle, or you can say the north pole is deflected in one direction, because this is a compass needle in one line. So if the north pole is deflected, then obviously the south pole is also deflected. Okay. So next we will go to the rules to find in what direction the compass needle will deflect according to the direction of current. Okay. Now come to the rules for direction of deflection of the north pole of the compass needle, or you can say the south pole. If you know the north pole, then obviously you can know the south pole. Okay. So let me write there are 2 rules. One is snow rule. S-N-O-W, snow rule. So this snow rules means, remember this, I have written this in capital, means south, north, over west. South, north, west. O is for off or over. Right? So what it says, the rule says that when the current in the conductor, flows from south to north direction, placed over the compass needle, because the compass needle is placed below the conductor, current carrying conductor. So when the current flows from south to north in the conductor, the north pole of the needle, the north pole of the compass needle deflects towards west. South north, if the current is from south to north, the north pole of the compass needle deflects towards west. Then obviously south pole will deflect towards east. This is the snow rule. So let me write the snow rule. Okay. So what is the snow rule? If the direction of current flowing through the wire or the conductor is from south to north, S to north, placed over, which is placed, the conductor, placed over the compass needle, then the north pole, again comes your north pole of the needle is deflected towards west. Means SN, means both are N are same, SN, N, over, placed over, that is west. So SNOW. SNNOW. That's why it is called as a snow rule. Clear? So this is the one of the rule, that is your snow rules. Right? Next we will go to the another rule. Clear? So this is the snow rule. Then the second rule is we go to the second rule, that is your Ampere's rule. Second one, Ampere's. The second one is the Ampere's rule. So what this Ampere's rule states, or what this rule says, this is also the same thing to calculate to know in what direction the north pole of the compass needle deflect. So what is this Ampere's rule also states? Both are same thing, the snow rule and Ampere's rule. What this Ampere's rule, now we will know that. Let us imagine that a man is swimming with his face towards the compass needle. His face towards the compass needle. Suppose this is a man. There is a man with his hands stretched. Then this is the hands. These are the hands. So they'll think that this is a man swimming with his face towards the compass needle. So this is the compass needle. With his face towards the compass needle. His face is compass towards the compass needle. So this is the north pole and south pole. Such that the current enters through his feet. These are the feet regions. Suppose the current enters through his feet and leaves through his head. Imagine the current enters through his feet, leaves towards his head. Right? And the man is swimming like this. When he is swimming, both the hands are stretched and he is swimming like this. So suppose, imagine that this is the man, this is the face, and this is the compass needle. This is the north pole, this is the south pole. And the man is swimming with his face like this. And the current in the conductor or the man is entering like this. This is the feet, this is suppose head. The current is entering like this, in this direction. Right? The current is entering in this direction, and this is the compass needle. with its north pole and south pole. Then the rule says that if the current is like this and the man is swimming like this, the north pole of the compass needle deflects towards his left hand. Towards his left hand. Suppose this is the left hand and this is the right hand, suppose. So the north pole of the compass needle will deflect towards this left hand. Obviously the south pole will deflect towards this right hand. So this is the Ampere's rule. Clear? So let me write this Ampere's rule. So read this Ampere's rule. Imagine a man to swim along the wire or the conductor in the direction of current with his face towards the needle so that the current enters at his feet and leaves at his head. Then the north pole of the needle will be deflected towards his left hand. So this is most important, that the north pole of the needle will be deflected towards his left hand. Clear? So imagine, so this is the rule as the same as that of snow rule, but here it is also known as the swim rule. It is also known as swim rule. This is also the swim rule. A man is swimming along the y direction, means a man is swimming. Imagine that its face should be towards the compass needle. Current enters through his feet, leaves through. So the conductor is like this and the current is flowing like this. Means the man will swim like this. Right? And the compass needle is below the face of the man. Then if the current is entering through his feet, leaves to his head, the north pole of the compass needle will deflect towards his left hand. So the compass needle, suppose this is the left hand, this is the left hand, and the north pole of the compass needle, suppose this is the north pole, deflects to his left hand. If we oppose that, if the current is flowing in this case, so the man will think like this. If the current is like this, it is feet from B to A. Then the direction of current is reversed from B to A. So the man will swim like this with his feet and the face or head. The current enters like this, face is like this, and this is the left hand. So the north pole will deflect towards his left hand. Obviously the south pole will go towards his right hand. So that's why I have written that rules for direction of the deflection of the north pole of the compass needle. Clear? So this gives you all about the introduction to that magnetic effect of electric current. Clear? So what we have discussed here, in a nutshell, if I say, first, Oersted observed that the electric current and the magnetic effect or the magnetism, they are not two different things. They are interlinked by a simple experiment that is also known as the Oersted's experiment. When the current flows in the conductor, what we observed that a conductor connected to a battery and a key. When the current flows through the conductor, the compass needle shows deflection. If there is no current, the key is open, the compass needle does not show any deflection. Next, when the strength of the current increases, the compass needle deflection also increases. Means it is more influenced by the magnetic field. Next, if the direction of the current in the compass needle is reversed, then also the direction of current in the conductor is reversed, then also the deflection of the compass needle is also reversed. That is the observed facts. From these observed facts, what we conclude that means when the current is flowing, it will produce a magnetic field. And another thing is, you should remember that suppose this is the conductor and you have placed the compass needle here and it shows some deflection. If I place the compass needle here, then accordingly the deflection will be different. Around this conductor, if the conductor is connected at a different portion of the around the conductor, the compass needle is accordingly deflect according to the rules like your Snow rules and Ampere's rule. So that we have discussed so far, right? Then from here, now we will switch on to. So here we clear that from Ampere's law. In this, so far we have cleared that when the current is flowing through the conductor, it will produce a magnetic field around it. around it, it will produce a magnetic field. Now, to get the or to find the strength of the magnetic field at different points around the conductor at different points, it produces the magnetic field by Oersted experiment. But what is the strength of the magnetic field at different points around the conductor? That was given by your Biot-Savart's law. Okay, so before we switch to or before we discuss the Biot-Savart's law, there is another thing from this Oersted's experiment. We will discuss what is the nature of the magnetic field. So from Oersted experiment, we have discussed about how a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field around it. Now, before we go to the Biot-Savart's law, to get the strength of the magnetic field at any point, we will use the Biot-Savart's law. Before we use the Biot-Savart's law, next we will go to the nature of the magnetic field. What is the nature or how this magnetic field is formed around the conductor? Around the conductor, and what is the nature? Whether the magnetic field is produced around the conductor, like in what nature it is formed. That we will discuss here. So next is another thing is the nature of the magnetic field. Nature of the magnetic field. So this topic, this one is from this Oersted's experiment. Let us do a simple experiment what we can do in our home also or in our laboratory. What is the nature of the magnetic field? Take a cardboard, pass a long straight current carrying conductor. Take a current carrying conductor and pass that in the center of this one. So this is the current carrying conductor. Drill through the center of the cardboard. So this is the cardboard and place a current carrying conductor and drill like this. This is the current carrying conductor. And spread some particles or small particles of iron pieces around the conductor. So let these iron pieces are spread over these small pieces of particles of the iron. So when there is, now you see here one thing. So this is the conductor which is drilled to the center of the cardboard. Now when there is no current in the conductor, when you spread these iron fillings or the particles, small particles of iron, that is also called as iron fillings. When we place over this cardboard, what we see here, what we find here, if this is a current, if it is a simple conductor, it is not carrying any current, there is no current flowing through the conductor, then the iron piece what is spread, they will be as it is on the cardboard. Because they are not influenced by any magnetic field. They are only influenced by the earth magnetic field, that is different thing. Already you know about in magnetism. That is the earth magnetic field influence the magnetic materials or a magnet. But because of this conductor, if there is no current, this is not influenced by any magnetic field. But according to Oersted experiment, when a current flows through this conductor, I, what we will find? If in the Oersted experiment, as you know, this current carrying conductor will produce a magnetic field around it. And what you will find, the iron fillings for circles, means these iron fillings, they will rearrange. The iron fillings will rearrange. What you will find? The iron fillings will be formed circles, or circles are formed around like these concentric circles are formed around the current carrying conductor. Around the current carrying conductor. And as you know, these iron pieces are the magnetic materials, ferromagnetic materials. These can be only influenced by a magnetic field. That magnetic field, before there is no current, there is no magnetic field. Because if there is no current, there is no magnetic field. When the current in the conductor, it gives you a magnetic field. And that magnetic field makes the iron fillings in forming the concentric circles. In forming the concentric circles. Clear? So, with the conductor at the center, current carrying conductor at the center. Clear? And also you can observe that, take a compass needle. So this is the current carrying conductor on the cardboard. Take a compass needle. Place the compass needle at any point like this, here. So the needle will point in one direction. Then put the dot marks at the two ends of the needle, in what direction it is. It is along the direction. In what direction it is pointed. Then if you put the needle, then like this. This is the current carrying conductor. Place a compass needle. So its north south pole will be pointed like this. In one direction. Now put the points like this. In what direction? Suppose this is the north pole, north and south point. Then you place this compass needle again here. Then again you will find like this position. Then put one point is here, then put another point. In that way, you will get, again the compass needle will show a circle. Again the compass needle will show a circle and it passes along the circle like this. It is pointed like this and you will get a circle. This is also an experiment. You can do in the laboratory, right? So what the conclusion here we got? What is the nature of this magnetic field? As the current carrying conductor is there, the iron fillings are arranged like this, concentric circles. Means the magnetic field is on this plane. The magnetic field is on this plane, and the current carrying conductor is in this plane. So the magnetic field is perpendicular to the current carrying conductor. The magnetic field is perpendicular to the current carrying conductor. Clear? And that magnetic field forms a concentric circles. That magnetic field forms a concentric circle. So, if I will show this one, if this is the current carrying conductor, this will be the magnetic field. This will be the magnetic field. And this is in one plane, and this is the magnetic field of the iron fillings, which are filled like this, a concentric circle. This is the center. Means, what we can say here? Now we can say that the magnetic field around, around a current carrying conductor, around a current carrying conductor consists of concentric circles. Consists of concentric circles. Consists of concentric circles of magnetic field lines. This is the magnetic field, and the magnetic field is represented by field lines of magnetic field lines, or the magnetic lines of force. The magnetic field lines lying in a plane, perpendicular, lying in a plane perpendicular to the current carrying conductor, perpendicular to the current carrying conductor. Clear? Is that clear? Or the nature of the magnetic field? According to Western experiment, we got that when a current carrying conductor is there, it will produce a magnetic field around it. And what is this nature of the magnetic field? Because of a long straight current carrying conductor, this is the magnetic field around a long straight current carrying conductor consists of concentric circles of magnetic field lines or the magnetic field, which is represented by magnetic field lines. Magnetic field lines lying in a plane. The magnetic current carrying conductor, the field lines lying in this plane, which is perpendicular to the current carrying conductor. This is the nature of the magnetic field, and that can be understood according to the direction of current. According to the direction of current, how we will know the magnetic field lines? Means is the magnetic field lines along this direction or along this direction? The magnetic field lines is along this direction or along this direction according to the direction of current. According to the direction of current, because in the Western experiment, if the current in one direction below that compass needle is there, it deflects the north pole, deflects according to Snow rule towards west. If the conductor is in the south-north direction, if it is in the south-north direction, if the north pole of the compass needle which is placed below this conductor, the north pole shift or rotates towards west, or according to the Ampere's rule, also we have discussed how this north pole is deflected in the swim rule. That is the swim rule, how it is deflected. So from here we can know that, or from here, from this concept, in what direction the current flows, so that what is the direction of this magnetic field? If this magnetic field is along this direction or along this direction, means it is clockwise or anti-clockwise. That can be known by the grip rule, or you can say also this is also the right hand thumb rule. Right hand thumb rule, but it is something different from the right hand thumb rule in cross product. Right hand thumb rule in cross product, the same thing is here, but it's something different. So that's why you can write it, you can say this is a grip rule. Grip rule means holding something, that is the grip rule. So what this rule says, so next is here, what is the direction, how we will know this direction? That is known by the right hand thumb rule, right hand thumb rule, right hand thumb rule, or that is also called as the grip rule. So what is the difference is here? So now you see, the simple thing is here, how to know this, what is the direction of this magnetic field. So already you know that, you should remember one thing. If the current carrying conductor is this, the magnetic field form a concentric circle. The nature of the magnetic field is a concentric circle. Now the concentric circle means, and this is perpendicular to the current carrying conductor. If the current carrying conductor is like this, the magnetic field is in this plane. In this plane, it is perpendicular to the what? Current carrying conductor. That already you know this. But how to know that is this direction or this direction? Means how we know this? That can be known by this right hand thumb rule or grip rule. What this rule states, if this is the current carrying conductor, grip or hold the current carrying conductor, hold the current carrying conductor. How will hold this current carrying conductor? We can hold like this, with the thumb pointing in the direction of current. The thumb points in the direction of current. Means if this is the current carrying conductor, the current flows in this direction. So how will hold this one? This can be hold. How will hold this one? With the thumb pointing in the direction of current. And the finger call to hold this one, we will call the finger like this. The finger, the tips of the finger will show you the direction of magnetic field. The call fingers, means bending the fingers, the call fingers or the tip of the fingers will give you the direction of the magnetic field. Give the direction of the magnetic field. All of you got this one? So what this rule says, again I am repeating, if this is a long straight current carrying conductor, the grip rule states that, hold the conductor with the thumb pointing in the direction of current. Then the tips of the finger, other four fingers will show you the direction of the magnetic field. If the current is flowing in this direction, you will hold like this. This is the direction of what? The magnetic field. And this is the direction of the magnetic field. And this is the current carrying conductor. If the current is flowing in this direction, hold like this. This will call. So this will give you the tip. The tip will give you the direction of the magnetic field. Clear? So let me write this one. What the rule says? If a current carrying conductor is imagined to be held in the right hand. Held in the right hand. Clear? Held in the right hand so that the thumb points in the direction of current. The thumb points in the direction of current. Then the tips of the fingers, of the right hand, tips of the finger of the right hand, then the tips of the finger points in the direction of magnetic field. Points in the direction of the magnetic field. So this says, right hand thumb rule or grip rule states, if a current carrying conductor is imagined to be held in the right hand such that the thumb points in the direction of current, then the tips of the finger points in the direction of magnetic field, lines or the magnetic field. Clear? So this will give you the direction of the magnetic field. Is that clear? So this is also called as the grip rule or the right hand thumb rule. Clear? Now, from here we got the direction of the magnetic field. And remember, the magnetic field is always perpendicular to the current carrying conductor. Clear? And how we will show this one? Now let me show this is the, if this is the current carrying conductor I, then to hold this one, I will point like this. So what is the direction of the magnetic field here? Perpendicular inward. So the magnetic field is like, magnetic field line is this one. And if I ask you what is the magnetic field at this point, this will be like this. This is the magnetic field at this point. At this point, what is the magnetic field? This will be the magnetic field at this point. And what is the magnetic field at this point? This will be the magnetic field at this point. Right? So this is the magnetic field at this point. Okay. So from here, right hand thumb rule or grip rule, we know the direction of the magnetic field. Okay. Next video, we will switch over to the Biot-Savart's law. Clear? So in the next video, we will discuss about the Biot-Savart's law. Okay? So thank you. Go through this video about the your Oester's law or experiment, then rules to find the direction of the magnetic field, and what is this grip. Okay? Thank you.